Oh my God, listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because this is going to be so important. Oh my God. You know, a cycle that has come to an end in your life is about to regenerate itself, okay? Which means that really brilliant changes are indeed on their way. And that means that on another hand, this is a lot about, transformation and rebirth, like really taking place in your life at the same time. And this is exactly why you are suddenly gonna start thinking about this variety of options in your life, in a completely different way. Suddenly, you are going to be thinking about this variety of options you've had before. You were aware of them before, but there is something additional which is going to happen at the beginning of this week. There is a very interesting experience which you are going to have, and this interesting experience is going to happen completely out of blue, completely unexpected, but my God, something is going to open your eyes like never before. And it's about this great sense of urgency which you are going to have, which is instantly going to pick you up. And now you're gonna start seeing this variety of options in a completely different light. And I repeat, you were aware of these options before, but now they are gonna be, oh my God. In fact, one of them, it is to do with a variety of options, but you will know that one of them, it's like so important to you. One of them is so big for you. One of them is so significant for you. Okay. So it's to do with this, out of this variety of options, which you are going to be thinking about at the beginning of this week. One of these options is going to be the one. One of these options is going to be so much more important to you also, not only because this means to you so much, one specific one. You will know what I mean. Trust me, you will know what I mean. But that particular option, it's also important for you because it's going to be primarily responsible when it comes to you having a completely different perspective right now on what exactly do you have to detach yourself from. Okay, what do you need to detach yourself from? And that is the only option, and that particular option, it's going to mean to you the most out of all these options. But that particular option is the only option that is going to create a bit of a challenge for you at the same time, because you are going to have to kind of detach yourself from something. Now, what are you going to detach yourself? It's pretty much so a lot to do with you kind of at the same time making some kind of a voluntary sacrifice, which something that meant to you so much just up until like about a week ago. Seriously, just remember, a new cycle in your life is about to regenerate. This is what is this all about. So this is why suddenly you will become aware of this voluntary sacrifice which you are gonna need to make. And that means that you are gonna need to detach yourself from something that's preventing you from taking this option like on the next level. Okay, so this is why this is going to be so important. And you need to understand that this is such a powerful moment. This is such a powerful sign. And I repeat, only a week ago, you would be like, no, baby, no. You would be running like in a complete opposite direction. You see? And this is part of all this new energy, my gorgeous Sagittarini, which is about to take over. Oh my goodness. So that means that on another hand, you're also choosing to kind of move forward, but you're also choosing to leave your comfort zone as well. When I say that, you're choosing to leave your comfort zone, this means that pretty much so you are gonna realize when it comes to that particular option, you see, it's like you are gonna need to speak to somebody. You're gonna need to talk to somebody. And for some reason, something is gonna be putting you off from you having an important conversation with somebody really specific in your life. And this is going to be this will be putting you off, because you will be thinking that that person will not be able to understand you, or you're going to be thinking like, oh my god, there is something that you find intimidating, so intimidating when it comes to that person who you are going to need to kind of talk to about this. There is, so instantly you are going to realize that you're going to need to talk to somebody about this, to the specific person. And when it comes to you detaching yourself from something, you see, you're going to need to speak to one particular person, but this is going to be putting you off, because there is something you're going to find so intimidating when it comes to this, you see. So this is why on one hand you're going to surprise yourself, because normally, again, this would really put you off, but now you're gonna be so keen. You're gonna feel so strong. You're gonna feel so confident. You're gonna feel so eager to actually do this. And this is such a powerful sign that you are leaving your comfort zone, my gorgeous Sagittarini, that you did not even know that you were in. And this in itself means that you are being in the flow. You need to understand, you must not allow this person to put you off whatsoever, whoever this person is. When it comes to you needing to detach yourself from somebody, there is this person here that you're going to need to talk to, that it's playing a really big role when it comes to all this. But this is to do with you. It's to do with your life. Don't allow other people to intimidate you with things that you want to do. Whether you want to start something or whether you want to finish something, it doesn't really matter. What you need to understand right now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, that you are being in the flow. You are being in the flow. You need to open yourself up. Open yourself up like a big mama, my gorgeous Sagittarini. You need to kind of communicate freely. You need to open yourself up. You need to listen to your heart, because you are going to this is going to make a huge difference, because the more open you are, okay, this is going to make a huge difference, because you are going to look deeper into something really specific you wouldn't normally look into. But it's only going to come the moment in time when you open yourself up completely. And when I say open yourself up completely, this can only happen when you just feel that there is no intimidation coming from this person whatsoever. Whatever is on your mind, you need to say, because there is something, I know it sounds really crazy, but there is going to be some kind of a passionate communication, really passionate debate. And the more passionate this debate becomes, the more in tune with yourself you're going to be. And there is something really interesting going to happen. Something is going to come up, some kind of information, some kind of realization when it comes to that particular option that you have to go for. You need to go for at all costs, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So there is something additional which is going to come up the moment in time when you least expect it. So you're talking to somebody who intimidates you, and you're like so not too keen to have this conversation in order to detach yourself from something. And then look what comes out of it as such a powerful karmic and a rather spiritual reward, because you trusted yourself, you believed your spirit, you followed your soul. This is why something additional is going to come out of it as a reward. You will realize that you need to look deeper into something when it comes to all this. And once you look deeper into something when it comes to that option, there is something that you're going to need to look deeper into it. And once you do this, you will know exactly what do you need to do. But this is so crazy, and it's so strange, and it's so different, and I say this because it's to do with this situation, an unusual situation that it's going to happen, and it's going to bring something so brilliant to you in terms of realization that otherwise you would never have. So you're going to realize exactly what you need to look deeper into when it comes to that option that you realize you need to literally go for. And that in itself means that, you are gonna know exactly which step do you need to take. You will know next, you will know exactly which step do you need to take next. And you know what? It was different, completely different to what was on your mind initially when you become aware of this option. There are going to be certain things on your mind, but this particular thing is going to unfold in a completely different way. And see where this is going to take you. And this is when things are going to start becoming very, very interesting for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Indeed, absolutely mind-blowing in so many different ways. Wow. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarini, like there is somebody, oh God, still at the beginning of this week, somebody is going to disappoint you a little bit. Okay, someone is really going to disappoint you a little bit. I'm really sorry. And I think it's to do with like a certain family member. And if this is not like a certain family member, then it's to do with like somebody who like for a very, very long time. When we know certain like kind of like this. There you go. When OCD, when kind of like a certain people for a very long time, my gorgeous Sagittarini, then that means that, they become like a family members. I mentioned this before. So anyways, to do with somebody who for a very long time. But for now, I'm going to call this person as a family member. You are going to be a little bit disappointed when it comes to that particular person. There is something you're going to hear that person has done, and this is really kind of going to get on your nerves a little bit, and it's going to disappoint you, and this in itself, it's like kind of going to require from you to kind of like really talk to that person again. It's going to require from you to do something, and then it's going to require from you to kind of like really kind of deal with a certain problem, because this in itself, what that person has done, it's to do with what that person has done, and you're not going to like this, okay? What that person has done, because what that person has done, you're going to feel it's like going to affect you if you don't immediately do something about it. And bless your heart, you are going to respond to this. You are going to immediately going to do something about it, and not straight away, but not straight away. You will not know straight away the actual outcome of that. So there is a certain action that you're going to make when it comes to that particular person, what that person has done. Like, to me, it's like talking to that person. To me, this seems like you're going to be talking to that person, but also you're going to need to fix something that person has done. Because you will know that what that person has done is going to create problem to you as well. And bless your heart, you are going to do the right thing, but you're still going to be uncertain what the outcome of all this is going to be. Only like about a couple of days later, you are going to get this message, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Only a couple of days later, you're going to get this message, and not only what you kind of decided to do in order to fix this situation, what that other person has done, not only this is going to be like really, really successful really successful. You will be able to fix something. Bless your heart, you will be able to fix something. But also, if the part of this message which you're going to have like about a couple of days after that, you are going to become aware of like that there is going to be negotiation which you are gonna need to have with that particular person who has done this. And after that, it's gonna lead to, so first of all, you're gonna fix this, and then it's gonna lead after that towards you having an important negotiation with that particular person. And that negotiation is gonna work out so brilliantly for you. Something fantastic is gonna happen to you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, out of all this, because it's gonna lead towards you having a very much so a really successful negotiation when it comes to that particular person. And this in itself is going to lead towards your own victory, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because not only that obstacle, that problem that person has caused, it's going to come to an end, but it's going to lead towards this very much so a successful negotiation which you are going to have, which is going to lead towards your own success and towards your own victory. And this successful negotiation that you are going to have, by the way, it's nothing to do with that particular problem that person has caused. You see what I mean? I know it may sound a little bit confusing. So that successful negotiation which you are going to have, it's not going to have anything to do with that particular problem this person has caused in your life. It's to do with something else, but it's still going to work in your favor brilliantly. My goodness, another karmic reward I'm talking about here, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, okay? By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, so you need to kind of understand this, how important this is going to be, okay? Because at around the midweek, you are going to hear a really, really significant and rather important news. Listen to me very carefully. This is more important than you can possibly imagine. Okay, this week is going to be completely out of this world, and you need to trust me, and you need to trust yourself as well. So at around the midweek, you are going to hear this really important news. When you hear this really important news at around the midweek, you will instantly know what do you need to do. I repeat, when you hear this really important news at around the mid of this week, you will instantly know what do you need to do. You will instantly know what do you need to do. Number one, you must not pretend that there is no problem somewhere where there is. Number two, you must not overanalyze this situation whatsoever. When I say that you must not overanalyze this situation, remember how I started this midweek. You are going to have this news, and important news, and you will instantly know what do you need to do. But you must remember, number one, to not pretend that there is no problem somewhere where there is clearly a problem. And number two, you must not overanalyze this situation. Okay? And so what is going to happen is, when I say that you will know what to do, thank God that you will do. You will do what you need to do. Thank God for that, and I can clearly see you will do this because you will break barriers by doing what you know that you need to do. The moment in time you hear this important news, remember you must not pretend that there is a problem. There is no problem somewhere where there is clearly a problem. Okay, so by doing what you need to do, you are going to break barriers. You're going to come into your power, my gorgeous Sagittarini, which means that you are going to start fresh, especially when it comes to you renewing your life. This in itself is going to lead towards you understanding how much do you need to embrace true love and deep and intimate friendships at this stage of your life. This is important because this is going to be even more beneficial when it comes to you making choices from the heart. What you also need to understand is, like, don't focus on the negative. A lot is going to be on your mind. Okay, what you need to do is just to basically focus on you embracing true love and deep intimate friendships at this stage of your life, because that in itself, it's really pretty much so gonna organically lead towards you understanding that now it's a perfect time for you to choose to make big life changes. And what the first thing that you're gonna notice is a change in priorities. A change in priorities you must address. This is all going to lead towards you realizing that there is a big change in priorities in your life, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and you must address this. Okay, you must really pay attention to this, like literally, and never ever ever before. And also, at around the midweek, my gorgeous Sagittarini, please don't kind of avoid this person. There is someone who will want you to legally bind yourself to something. Please, I'm not saying that you shouldn't legally bind yourself to like something that means to you so much or whatever, but it's something that you wanted to do for a while. But there is this person who's going to pop up, and it's really going to surprise you completely out of blue and offering something to you. But it's to do with what you wanted to do for a while. It's like you're legally binding yourself to something at the same time. You will need to sign something. You will need to start some kind of a process like that. But there is something which is going to be so off about that particular person who is about to appear in your life. Something is going to seem too good to be true. And this is indeed going to be some kind of temptation. Just remember, it's something that you wanted to do for a while. You legally binding yourself to something. You're starting some kind of like a long process, but it's going to require like some kind of a signature of you or something like that. And it's something that it has been going on for a while in your life, and it has been on a standstill a little bit. So this in itself, it's really going to seem too good to be true to start with, how this person is just going to come out of nowhere and offer something to you. But I would be very, very careful. I would not ignore my spirit. I would not ignore my intuition, because you must not be led astray when it comes to something like this. Because my God, you need to understand that if you do this right now, and you're ignoring your own intuition, I'm sorry, but you are just going to make your life so much more difficult. This is going to slow down like such an important and a rather powerful process, when it comes to your personal evolution. So please, if someone sounds off, or if there is something wrong when something is offered to you, something is going to be so wrong, something is going to be so off when it comes to some kind of a deal or something is going to seem to be too good to be true. My God, don't think like, oh my God, I'm not going to offer like this ever again. No, baby, no. You ignore this, because this is going to be the actual temptation, just the temptation. And you are being tested again. I'm sorry, we seem to be tested like all the time. And that doesn't mean, if you ignore this, it doesn't mean that this is not going to come up again. Because I know that your fear, it's going to kick in, and you're going to be half and a half. You will know that something may be wrong, but then again, you knew that you waited for this for such a long time. You're going to think like, maybe I should take this risk. No, baby, no. No, baby, no. Don't take risks where you know that if you sign something, oh my God, it's like signing your life away for something that it's going to be like kind of irreversible. Just wait a little bit longer. You waited so long. You can wait a little bit longer. It's going to be absolutely fine, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week is like mind-blowing, seriously. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you are really going to have such a wow. Like at the beginning of this week, you had an interesting experience, okay? And now at the end of this week, you really are gonna have another kind of like a really out of this world experience, something very significant. It's gonna, seriously, something very, very significant, it's gonna happen at around the end of this week. Sorry, but the way I can describe this is like something super significant. It's going to happen at the end of this week. It's to do with this experience, very, very significant experience you are indeed going to have at the end of this week. And you can think about this experience right now as much as you like. Whatever you think, it's not going to be, okay? Because this is going to surprise you. This is really going to blow you away. And once you have this, like, oh my God, mind-blowing, significant experience at around the end of this week, you are going to be left with no options but to make certain changes, because at the same time that you are going to have a powerful and unexpected revelations as well, which are going to play a big, big role when it comes to you breaking free, but especially when it comes to you releasing old belief system. You have no idea what is this gonna do to you. Let me tell you, not that long after that moment in time, you are going to have an important opportunity. not only you're gonna have this significant mind-blowing life experience, my God, but not that long after that moment in time, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you are going to have this important opportunity. This important opportunity is to do with you investing in yourself, investing in your life. This opportunity, you will know this is so personal to you, this is so important to you, and you have to trust yourself when it comes to that opportunity. Just trust yourself when it comes to you, like the way you're gonna feel when you become aware of this opportunity. Just remember, this opportunity, it's an opportunity where you are going to be investing in yourself, and you will be investing in your life, and you're going to become so creative instantly. And this creativity is going to be your guiding light. This creativity is going to be your sign that you have to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself. And this is why you are suddenly feeling so good. You're suddenly going to feel so optimistic. You're suddenly going to feel so elevated. And this is your clear sign that the more you give into this opportunity, remember, this opportunity, it's about you investing in yourself and investing in your life. You're investing in your future. The more you give in right now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, the more you're gonna gain out of it. The quicker and faster things are gonna start unfolding for you in terms of like what are you gonna get out of it. This in itself, it's very important, and you need to understand that it's not only about an opportunity where you're gonna be investing into your life, investing into yourself, investing into your future. This is the absolutely the right thing to do at this stage of your life. And I know you're gonna be thinking, oh my God, I've got so much going on. You're gonna be thinking you've got so much going on. There is another problem you're gonna be dealing with on an emotional level. Some younger person in your life is gonna be causing certain problems in such a way where you're gonna be worrying about that person so much. But you must not forget about yourself. You need to understand that you are doing the right thing when it comes to all this. And I do know it's really hard sometimes when we have to emotionally deal with certain things, with certain people in our lives who we really love, but maybe they are creating some kind of a problems, and emotionally we are being drained, and spiritually we become quite drained. So you really need to kind of elevate yourself. You need to rise above this, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because this is something that you really need to take very, very seriously indeed. This in itself, it's also not only going to be the beginning of a really beautiful and a really special journey in your life, but this is also going to start a process where you are going to be connected to not only few kind of a very, very special and very, very important people, but one specific person is going to be so, so, so important, which you are going to kind of connect with through all this. One particular person is going to play absolutely major, major, major role when it comes to all this. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. What is going to be your oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Sagittarini? Let's just see. What is going to be your oracle card of the week? Oh la la, boundaries. My God, my God, my God. I get this when it comes to you like quite often. I'm sure I get this when it comes to you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, quite often. It's important to set boundaries. My God, I get this quite a lot. But just remember to set boundaries, to set boundaries. Can you hear it? The police car, just to kind of like confirm what I'm saying. To me, it's like hearing the police car at exactly the same time when I tell you to set boundaries. It means that you really need to do that very, very urgently. Very, very urgently need to set boundaries. And also focus on your home. Focus on your home. My gorgeous Sagittarini, this week, it's very important to do certain things in your home. Try to do the certain changes in your home. This is going to make you feel so good. It's going to make you feel so much better. There were certain things that you have been thinking about doing when it comes to your home for a while. Now it's time to actually do this. Do you understand me? I think that there have been quite a few things that you have been thinking about, like few changes you've been thinking about making when it comes to your home. So now it's the right time to do this, because if you do it this week, not only you're going to feel so much better, but there are some very, very interesting realizations which you are going to have, which are going to come to you in form of an insight. And there is, again, going to be an animal which is indeed going to cross your path this week. Again, there is a very interesting animal which is going to cross your path. There is something, again, going to be unusual about that animal. There is something going to be different about that animal. You will know that that animal is bringing you some kind of a message. Okay, and this is so true, because this week also you are going to have a really powerful omen, and that omen is going to come through some kind of animal. Through some kind of animal you are actually going to come across this week. And the moment in time this happens, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you also need to understand that you are powerful, you're strong, you're confident. You're confident to make the certain step, you're confident to make the certain move. And you need to reflect back on what you were thinking about before you saw this animal. Maybe it was like the moment you woke up in the morning, there was something on your mind. Oh, you need to do something, but you're worried. You're worried. You need to do something, but you're worried. Well, this is your sign that whatever was on your mind, maybe it was like, maybe it's going to be at around that particular time when you see this animal. This is going to be your guidance and sign that there is a certain step that you're going to need to make, but you're so worried, you're so scared. Well, this animal is going to be a spirit messenger, and this is going to be like your guiding light, that you have got everything you need in order to make the certain step, the certain move you are so worried about. My God, my gorgeous Sagittarini, what a powerful week this is going to be. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.